Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we're going to bring you a new Football Manager 2018 experiment. As I'm sure we're all aware, Man United is one of the most successful teams in English history, with a record of 20 Premier League titles, 12 FA Cups, 5 League Cups, and a record of 21 Community Shields. Man United have also picked up the Champions League on 3 occasions and won Europa League quite recently. Also known as the Red Devils, can these Red Devils gain more honours as this experiment goes on? Now, there's been a lot of murmurs about the one, the only, Harry Maguire? Nah, only joking. So a lot of teams have been linked with Harry Maguire. Lately, the most sort of one that seems to stick is Manchester United. Harry Maguire, as I'm sure we all know, had a really good season with Leicester and in the World Cup. In the Premier League, he has 70 appearances, 4 goals, 20 wins and 34 losses. Within that time, he's conceded 114 goals, 13 clean sheets, and has a tackle success percentage of 74%. However, whatever we think about these stats, within this experiment, Man United has purchased the young lad. Looking at Harry's stats, we can see he looks like a very solid defender. I would imagine he suits a ball-playing defender very well with them stats, and his height make him very dominating to be able to deal with crosses all day long. He's a very physical centre-back as well, which will be great for that higher level that he'll be jumping for. However, it will be worth noting that he will have some competition for the likes of Bailey, Smalling and Rojo, and Phil Jones. Now, although in real life, a lot of people don't really rate Manchester United defence, stat-wise, we can see that they're not slackers by any stretch of the imagination. So even Harry walking into this team could be a challenge. He could even get pushed out, which would be such a shame. But it'd be interesting to see how he slots into this Man United team. So it will be down to Jose Mourinho to lead Harry, to lead Manchester United in hopefully gaining more honours. So can this defensive mastermind use Harry in his system? It will be interesting. As we can see, Manchester United are predicted to finish 3rd, behind Manchester City and Chelsea, highlighting key players as Paul Pogba and David De Gea, as I'm sure none of us are even slightly surprised to hear about. So, a quick look at the fixtures, we can see their opening game is against Southampton. Manchester United do have Champions League football, which I'm sure they'll be very pleased with, and that will give Harry a lot of progression being able to play in these sort of big games. Scrolling down, I'll just let you look at the fixtures to see any important games coming up. The end of the season may be a bit tricky with seeing Liverpool and Spurs very close together. This could be a deciding factor. So, without further ado, let's go to January the 1st to see how Man United have got on with their new man. Here we are, January 1st, let's jump straight into the Premier League to see how Man United have been getting on. Here we are, and as you can see, Man United sitting fairly pretty on top, 2 points in front of Liverpool. Not too shabby. But we're all here to see this man. Now, it hasn't gone to plan. Let's check why. As we can see down here, he is transfer listed by request. We're going to have to see what's gone wrong. As we can see, looks like he hasn't had the best of time at United. He's had 1 appearance, and in that appearance he got a 6.4. We can see down here he has had 16 non-competitive games and has averaged 7.21. But yeah, it's not great. Let's have a look at the fixtures and we'll see the game that he did play. So here we are, we can see the only game that Harry Maguire did come on with was a substitute against Bournemouth. We can see he came on at the 71st minute but didn't really do much. Can argue that didn't really have a chance. But apart from that, it honestly hasn't been good for the Leicester man. So we can see result-wise, Man United have got on to a really, really good start and are still in every cup that they started at, which is a big bonus. Well, what do we reckon? Do we reckon Harry is going to get his chance, or do we reckon he will be shifted up early, which would be a really big surprise, if I'm honest? We can see, having a quick look, this is the tactic that Jose Mourinho has seemingly felt has been the best, with Harry Maguire not even getting on the bench. We can see him all the way down there. So he has looked at Bailey and Rojo to sort of stabilise that defence. So I don't know, maybe an injury happens, gives Harry his chance. And we can see here no real transfer dealings have been done. Just one coming in on huge wages, it has to be said. Okay stats, could do a good job. Anyway, let's jump to the end of January and see if Harry's time can change. Let's go have a look. Here we are, and we're at the end of the transfer window. Let's see if anything's gone better for Harry, but first of all we'll jump to the league. Here we are, so we can see Man United, the gap between Man United and Liverpool is just disappeared. Liverpool pulled that 2-point gap back, so they're even on 53, which makes the season very, very interesting. Fixture-wise, we can see it has been a busy January. Not too many losses. I imagine the draw to Arsenal has allowed Liverpool to pull the gaps back. Here we are, the man of the hour. Has he played any more? No. Very anticlimactic if you ask me. Has been playing a lot of games for probably the reserves. Is he going to get a chance? It's not looking like it, is it? He's still, if this is anything to go by, still doesn't really get onto the bench. It's not looking good for him. Transfer-wise, it does look like they've got another centre-back in, which is even more worrying. And stats-wise, he looks good. I don't think Harry's too far off him, so I think it's a bit harsh not giving Harry a chance. And Pavon, as I'm sure most of us are aware. So it has to say that Harry hasn't had the best of starts. Maybe he can pull it in on the last stretch of the league, but it's really not looking promising. Stats-wise, I'm not sure why he is being kept out. Maybe he just is low quality compared to everyone else. It is a shame, but let's jump to the end of the season and let's see if Harry can get at least one more app. At least a start would be nice. Let's go. Here we are, 28th of May, and I know you're all too easily spotting everything. And here we are, 28th of May, and the season is over. I know there's a lot of eagle-eyed viewers, but let's jump straight into the league. This is what you want to see. Here we are, so as you can see, in the end, Man United were able to win the league with 2 points in reaching distance of Man City, with Liverpool eventually dropping down to third. However, the question that we're here to answer is, has Harry saved his career? Is he even still here? Let's go have a look. And it's pretty much the same story, I'm afraid, as we jump in. He made one more appearance. Is that's good? It's positive. He is wanted though. I have noticed that he is wanted by some clubs, Everton and Tottenham, which I find quite interesting. As we can see, he is listed for 17.5 million, which is quite high considering he's only played 2 games. I would have thought they would have just tried to get rid of him. As we can see, throughout the season, he made 2 appearances off the bench, getting a 6.55, which is appalling. In the FA Cup, he did get a game, which he got a 7.10, which isn't too bad, to be fair. And apart from that, it looks like a lot of reserve fixtures or under 18s. So the only good thing is we can confirm he got onto the bench. So we can confirm in real life, Harry Maguire, worst case scenario, will be a bench warmer. Is that a good thing? Looking at the fixtures, and you've probably gone down right to the bottom, but we're going to start with Liverpool, League Cup final. Liverpool looks like they just trumped them to the league title with a lot of bad performances, it has to be said, by De Gea and the defence. However, as we can see, Man United have started to romp through the league, and eventually they got the prize of Champions League winners. With, it has to be said, a very good victory over Barcelona, 2-0, scoring in the 13th and 17th minute. I imagine this probably just took Barcelona off guard and the damage already being done early on. However, this is the game where Harry Maguire featured, so we need to just spend a little time. So as we can see, a 7.1, Sergio Romero in goal, 6.3 is pretty appalling. So we can see when he has started, especially not from the bench and started on the team sheet, he has been alright, which has been disappointing that Mourinho hasn't felt able to give him at least a couple of chances. To me, that's a bit bizarre. You're not going to, in real life, you're not going to spend that money and not give him a chance at all. However, it was worth noting that Man United did, especially in January, buy a new centre-back. And stats-wise, he didn't look too dissimilar from Harry. When we look stats-wise, he doesn't jump out as being 1,000% better. I don't think the money spent demolished Harry. As we can see, I think it is very close, with Harry's mentals being much, much better. But there we are for today. So poor old Harry looks like he's going to be shipped off by Mourinho. Not going to make a joke about Mourinho destroying another young player. As to be fair, I think a lot of criticism does come to Mourinho. But at the end of the day, you remember the W's, not the L's. Anyway, if you've liked the video, please subscribe, please give us a thumbs up, and if you've got any other ideas for any more experiments that you would like to see, leave a comment and I'll see what I can do. See you later. Bye bye.